G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. I am going to spend a bit of time over the next few videos. I'll probably have a little break here and there and do other things for you, but I'm going to try and work on my Petri feathering top effects in resin. Now to me, this is your traditional Petri dish. It's quite a deep sort of a mold. You put lots of color in, ink, put lots of white on, and then you get these dendrites. Not sure exactly what you call them. This one's a little bit blobby. I put a bit too much white into it, but that to me is your traditional sort of Petri look. The other thing is more of a like a feathering, I guess, where you get these tiny little effects. Excuse the ring lights because it's domed. It's reflecting my my ring lights on either side, so try and look past that. So little sort of feathering effects, really pretty. Now I did these and I didn't video because I've been practicing, you guys. I've been practicing, okay? Let me, oh gosh, I'm trying to pick them all up. I have them here. I have lots. I've been practicing with different resins and different inks and different whites and yeah, different molds. Just trying to see what sort of thing works. This was a slightly deeper mold. Still getting a few little blobbies. Now these ones that have got the little blobby bits, these were all using a particular, oh, phone's ringing, excuse me. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, these ones that had the little blobbies, and I tried to write on the back. Maybe I didn't. I had little sticky notes. Some of them I had written on them. So these ones were all, the white was the Limono alcohol ink. I've seen other people use it successfully, but for me, I think the resin I was using was probably a bit thin and the white fell down. So I still will use that, but I just think I need to find a slightly thicker resin. So I'll do that. Oh, that one as well. Limino. I don't know how you pronounce it. Limino. This one's really pretty. I like this one, but I have got a few little blobbies in that one as well. So yeah, I'm trying different resins. This mold, this is the old, the old cheapy molds. It was this one. And it's kind of, I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of dipped in the center just because this has got such a thin base. Like they're kind of dipped. So I won't be using that one again. But I quite like this. Again, it's very small little feathers. I want to get something a little bit bigger in the feathers. I'm not greedy. I just want bigger feathering. So like that. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started. So I have got, like I said, I had the Limino white. I've got the Let's Resin white. And I'm going to do all of these and I'll show you the differences in them all so that we'll just work through it together, okay? The Pinata. Deco Rom have got two. They've got a sinking white and a deeper white. And then the Enoki. The Enoki is what I'm going to use today. And I'm going to use Ranger inks. You can use other inks. Some of the inks are too highly concentrated. They don't have a high enough alcohol level. So when you drop them in, they just stay there. They don't spread. And I want them to spread. So I am going to use Ranger. I'm going to do these three big ones today. I'm going to use the orange and the mermaid in the first one. I'm going to use crimson and dandelion in the second one. And then aquamarine and gumball in the third one. I don't have a purple. I have got lots of colours. I've got all of these. I need to buy another, oops. I need to buy another turquoise, because I'm almost out of that one, but I've got a brown, and then with Ranger, some of the colors are really, really subtle, really pale. I can show them to you another time. I've got them back up on my shelf because they don't have enough oomph, especially when you're adding white. You know, they're already such pale colors. You add white and they kind of disappear. So I'm not using those, and I have sort of separated them. Keep away with the ones that work and the ones that don't work. Right, now, this is my Portals mold. And what I'm going to do, it's got a built-in, look, it's got a built-in little bezel. Yeah. So you can just glue an attachment there and hang it straight away. I'm just going to use these three here. And what I did with this one, I just dusted the inner circle there with some silver. So I'm going to do that again. I'm using the Let's Resin metallic silver. I think that looks quite nice. So I'm just going to use a little brush that's pretty much the same size as that little ring there. Of course, you could use whatever color you like. If you're a silver person, like jewelry, then you could do silver. If you like gold, do gold. Rose gold, copper, whatever you like. I just think the metallics look nice, but if you wanted to, you could just do maybe black or brown. All right, now these are probably, there's a little bit of colour left in them just from last time I used them. That's why they look a little bit on the silver side, but none of it, well, didn't all want to come out, so got a little bit left over there. And we'll just go round like that. See, it's nice and easy. You just try not to put it on the actual dome of your mold, because it's obviously going to be clear and it's going to have the little feathering effects in it. So we don't really want the silver to be going in there. Round we go. Okay, that should be good. If you miss a little bit and you unmold it and you think, oh my gosh, I've missed a little bit, you can just, you know, grab your silver marker. These chrome markers are amazing from Let's Resin, or you can not worry about the silver if you're just doing some playing around like I have done here, and then go over it with your chrome marker afterwards. So that's another option for you as well. Now once that's done, I just like to get a baby wipe and just put my finger in it like that and just go around the inside, just to make sure that I haven't, oh, there's a little bit there. You know, when you're dusting, some of the powder can fly off and go into the center. So, and then I just get another little clean bit there. So we're just going to make sure that I've got all of that off, like so. I think that's it. Don't use a paper towel, you'll scratch your mold. Okay, don't do that. Don't even wet it and do that. Use a baby wipe or one of these little microfiber cloths that's been dampened. Otherwise, yeah, you'll scratch your mold. All right, so that's that done. Now I am going to go and mix up my resin, and the resin that I'm using today, I might as well clean this as I'm going along. Resin I'm going to use today is the Let's Resin, oh, there we go. Let's Resin epoxy for the Petris. Okay. It does feel a little bit thinner to me than, because I've got the standard Let's Resin, I've got the deep pour Let's Resin, I've got the fast cure Let's Resin, and then I've got this one. So this one does feel a little bit thinner than my other Let's Resin resins. So I know that these big ones, they take about 10 grams each, so that's 30 grams, so that's 15 grams of A, 15 grams of B, so half an ounce of A, half an ounce of B. So I'll do that. I'm going to put it in my Let's Resin debubbling machine, and I will be right back. All right, it is nice and crystal clear now. Only took a few minutes. While that was doing its thing in the debubbling machine, I shook up all my inks. I'll make sure I shake this one really well as well. It's got a little ball in there to pick up the paste on the bottom, because it's only got a little bit of pigment paste and the rest of it's alcohol. It's normally how these white alcohol inks work. Now this one, there's a few different... actually, that's not an alcohol ink. I thought that was, but it must have alcohol in it. Must have. So this one says Enoki Strong Effect. I've got a few Enokis and that says Strong Effect. So hopefully it will. Rightio, here we go. Pouring in. We do need to bring the resin to the edge. Excuse me. What a frog in my throat this morning. Change of seasons. So I'm just going to push that to the edge. What I don't want is the resin to be doming, because I need the alcohol inks to sort of cling to the edge of the mold so that they don't all pull into the center. So I'm going to try and get the alcohol inks to sort of sit on the very edge, clinging to the edge of the mold. And that way, when the resin cures and everything moves in, we won't lose all the color on the outside. Because I did that, I overfilled these a little bit yesterday or the day before. I've been trying for like a week, well, maybe not a week on and off. Take a little bit out. We could have done another one. Okay. Now I'm just going to look across the top, make sure I've got a little bit more room there. She can have a little bit more. I don't want to make them too thin. Obviously, if you weren't doing Petris, if you're just using this mold, you could fill them up and dome them. All right, here we go. So these has got the orange and sort of tealy, well, it's not really teal. Oops. Just telling you I want them to touch the side, and I didn't let it touch the side. All right, so that's that one. I'm going to leave that off. I'm going to do 2 layers of each color and 2 layers of the white. So I'm putting it right on the side. And I'm going to do the same with this one, the yellow and the red. Now, I personally like the colors to touch, and I like the sort of blending of colors that we get from having 2 colors mix. If you're going to do that, just make sure that your colors, when they mix, they make a nice color and not a awful baby poo brown color. Okay. So just be aware of when your colors do mix, what they're going to do. So with the pink and the blue, I'm hoping for a little bit of purple going on. This one we should have some orange. And we'll wait until those have covered. I see a little gap there, so I'll put another little drop of the yellow in. Oh, actually this one hasn't got enough resin in it. I can see that now, because I can see the edge. Took too much out. Okay. I'm going to fix that. I'm just going to push that resin over the edge there. Okay, that works. And now, because I've got a little gap, we'll just add another little bit of color. Okay, all good. Yes, so make sure you fill it, but not too full. All right, here we go. Now we're going to put the Enoki white over the top. And I'm going to kind of do it from a distance because I want it to really splash down and push down. I just find it easier to do all my little pieces, all my little, what do you call them, little molds, little cabochons, do them all, and then add the white all at the same time, you know, then you're not picking up and putting down and picking up and putting down. All right, so I'm just going to give that just a little minute to sort of move and stop moving, and then I'm going to add another layer of the colours. And then if I have got any little gaps here and there of that hasn't got any colour, there's a little gap there, probably could have put a little bit more resin in that one. I don't want to do it now, it's probably too late now. But look, it's the edge and it's going to be covered with the silver, so if it's a little bit shallow it won't matter because it's going to be on this edge here. Right, has that stopped moving? Right, let's go again with our colours, and again I'm going to try and get them right on the edge there, and this greeny tone. This is why you can't fill your molds up all the way, because you do need, actually I better not, you do need a little bit of space, you know, for your inks. Obviously you don't need a lot, but you do need a little bit of space for your inks. Whoops, stuck to me. How many am I doing? I'm not even counting. Look at this, the blue's pushed in. That's because I added the other resin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sort of doing 6-ish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7. 7 of each colour. I think that will do me. Let's put all these little lids back on. I'll leave the colours there so that we know what we've used. I've used. Actually, it really annoys me when people say we. Like, we. It's just me. It's just the person doing the videos. We would be multiples, wouldn't it? I don't know. This one leaked a little bit. No, don't stain. Yellow and pinks, I find stain molds. Look at that. Must have been leaking somewhere when I was shaking it up. Okay. And back with the Enoki. It's looking good. And even though it looks quite dark, the white does, you know, push those colours down. All right, here we go. Up from a little bit up high, because I really want that to drop down as well, as deep as it can, and sort of mingle with the colours. Okay, that was 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whoops, 11. I just want to make sure it's covered. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 12. 12. It's kind of, for every drop you put on of colour, you need a drop of white. But in saying that, some of these had like 6 drops of colour and then 6 again, so that's 12. Some had 7 and 6, and anyway, roughly 1 on 1. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So I'll cover these. They don't look as if they're moving terribly much anymore, but I'm going to cover them with a net, and then I'm going to set my timer for about an hour. Actually, I'll probably come at 50 minutes because it's warming up in my studio. I'll set it for 50 minutes. It's 50, and I'll come back and just give it a swirl with a toothpick just to give it that pretty swirl look. But look, you don't have to. It's really pretty even without, but I'll swirl. All right, see you soon. All right, guys. Who out there has said to themselves, I must set the alarm, and then went out shopping and forgot to set the alarm, and came back 2 hours later, or probably 2.5 hours later? Me. I did that. I did that. So anyway, look, I'm going to do a little swirl anyway. But I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen, but I'm going to give it a little swirl anyway. But it's really thick. Ah, look at that. Oh gosh. So anyway, just gonna do it. I won't push too deeply. And we're just gonna see what's gonna happen. I'm gonna catch the big drip. Oh, I can't believe I did that. But yeah, I went out. Totally forgot about my resin. It's going slowly so that I don't make too much of a mess. But as you can see, it's really quite thick. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm just going to give it a little torch because I think there's a bubble. Yes, there is. Just popped him. I don't want to torch too close to my mold because I don't want to melt it. Is that a bubble? Actually, I think that's the side of the mold. Yeah, I definitely should have put more in. Never mind. Never mind. I was wondering why I had some left over because I didn't fill them enough. But I was trying to make sure that the ink touched the mold and it wasn't domed and then it wouldn't, you know, it'd pull in. Like, which one did that? This one. Can you see where you can sort of see in this side bit there that there's no colour in it because it didn't pull away. It didn't touch the edge. So you get that empty gap, which is fine. You can always put a little bit of black over the top if you've got enough room. I've even actually put nail polish on the back. You know, if there's no room and you want, and you can see, you know, some areas that haven't been covered, you could just paint it with a bit of black nail polish. So that works really well too. All right, I will come back to you in, I don't know, later on today and unmold these, see what's happened. All right, I think they are cured. And let's cross fingers that my swirl 2.5 hours after the pour is going to be all right. Now remember, I didn't fill these. I didn't fill them all. Well, yeah, I didn't fill them up as high as I could have. But I'm just testing my theories on how to do these. I'll see if it's any good. And if not, well, it's only, you know, a tiny little bit of resin. It's not going to waste. All right, the first one. Actually, I should move these out of the way so my camera knows what to focus on. Okay, are we ready? Let's see what we've got. Oh, wow. That's pretty. I think that's, see those little tiny dots? See that? Where are you? Dot, dot, dot. They were bubbles. So yeah, because I left it so long, and then when I swirled, I introduced air. But I think that's what's caused that. Now on this side, just here, there's not much going on. I mustn't have put much white on the side there, but I don't know if you can see. Hopefully I'm zooming in enough. You can see all those gorgeous little effects in there. That's so pretty. That's like a turquoise and orange. Very nice. All right, that's the first one. And let's try this second one here. This was the yellow and red. Okay, let's have a look, see how this one turned out. Oh, very vibrant. So it's very different, like it's dark on that side and then over here, not so much. That's so pretty, and I've got good coverage right to the edges, so that's good. Hopefully you can pick up what I'm showing you. Excuse those two ring lights. If I turn them off, Oh, look, I don't know. I don't know if that's any better or not. Probably not. You let me know. With or without ring lights. I don't know. So that's that one. Yellow and orange. Yellow and red. And, you know, you can see that there's like an orangey shade there happening, which is really pretty. All right, that's that one. And the last one, which was our pink and blue. Although, it was pink and blue, wasn't it? Pink and blue. Yeah. I don't see any pink. I see a light blue and a dark blue. Okay, here we go. Let's see what's on the other side. Maybe there'll be some pink. Oh, there is! There's pink. Hello. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's totally different to what's there. That's so pretty. What do you think? It's in its little surround already, so you could just glue a bail. Not a bail. Yeah, what the little sticky hanging things. What are they called? I think it's a bail. And then, you know, thread a silver chain through it. Oh, it's really pretty. Okay, let's get them all. Which is your favourite? Which one do you prefer? The teal and orange, the yellow and red, or the pink and blue? Let me know which is your favourite. And do you think they've worked out all right? And as far as that swirl goes, my late swirl, I don't think it's detracted from anything except for the bubbles. Yeah. Whereas, because, you know, the resin started to thicken, so the bubbles kind of got trapped in there. But, yeah, if I'd come back and swirled an hour earlier like I was supposed to, then those bubbles would have just come up to the surface and I could have popped them. But because the resin had thickened, they kind of got encased in the resin and stuck there. Oh, I don't know which one I prefer. I love the colours of this one, but I feel that their little effects on this one seem to be more so. But, yeah, not sure. All right, you let me know. So there you go. There's our first little experiment. The next one I will test some different products for you, just so that you can see the differences that we're going to get with the different products. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you've learnt something from it. I'm just going to take you down. Oh, look at all those little eyes looking at us. All the little eyes. Yeah, hopefully you've learnt something from this video. I'm trying to get rid of that ring light. There we go. If I tilt my camera, my phone, towards the window, towards the ring lights. There we go. I can kind of get rid of them. Although I just see a reflection of my phone. Oh gosh. All right. I'm trying. It's difficult with a domed surface because it reflects everywhere. I think I like that one best. I think that's my favourite. What about you? Which one do you prefer? All right. Thank you so much for watching. And looking forward to seeing you all again real soon for the next one. Okay. Take care. Bye for now.